What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel today. Today I will be making my college football playoff bracket. Instead of 4 teams, there are 12 teams battling for the national championship, and I'll be giving my personal preferences on who's going to win, and I think how, and let's get into it. Roll the intro. Okay, welcome back, and let's get into the bracket. So first, we have Clemson versus Texas. I think this is actually going to be a tough matchup. I really do. I think Texas with Quinn Ewers is going to be a real threat, obviously, because they're Texas. But Clemson, they looked really good in the ACC championship against SMU. They kind of slowed down at the end. But I think Texas still pulls out the win. I still think they get the comfortable win, probably like 24-17, 24-10 even. I think Clemson will actually put up a really good fight, and then Texas and Arizona State in the Chick-fil-A Bowl in Georgia. Next, we got a Tennessee and Ohio State. This is the toughest game in the first round, in my personal preference. We talk about Ohio State, who was done really good up until Michigan, where shocked the world. I mean, it really did. That's what brought their ranking way down, is the Michigan loss. And they just don't have really any momentum. They didn't play in the Big Ten championship, obviously. Tennessee has momentum. I mean, I think they do. But Ohio State's just a better team. They're playing in Ohio. I think this is a 50-50 matchup, though. Really. I mean, if any player on Ohio State, like any of the stars, isn't playing their best, I think Tennessee gets it. Same way for Tennessee. I mean, Ohio State, fantastic defense, fantastic offense. I mean, wins against Penn State, Indiana, Nebraska, and it's in Ohio. Fantastic defense. I can't go against Ohio State. I'm going to Ohio State against Oregon. So now SMU and Penn State. Penn State is my second favorite team. I think they're fantastic. I think they would be ranked second. After watching the Big Ten championship, they look fantastic. I think my top 4 are probably Oregon, Georgia, Penn State, and Texas maybe. I don't know, but definitely those 3 at the top. And SMU in the ACC championship, they had a great comeback. But in the last, a minute, 30 seconds, they blow it to Clemson, who makes a 56-yard field goal. Amazing. SMU, they haven't beat quality teams. They haven't. Kevin Jennings is going to have to be huge. Bashard Smith has got to be fantastic. They've lost to BYU and Clemson. All their ranked matchups they've lost. No way. This is my lock. This is my lock. Penn State gets the win. Easy, in my opinion. Easy. Okay. Indiana and Notre Dame. As you can see, I'm from Indiana. I'm an Indiana fan. I have a lot of friends that also cheer for Notre Dame. And here's where it comes down. It's in Notre Dame. There's going to be a lot of red. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot of red in South Bend, Indiana. But here's the deal. Indiana, fantastic passing offense. Notre Dame, obviously one of the best defenses in the nation. But Indiana is the best rush defense in the nation. And Notre Dame has not even a top 100 passing offense. They just line up perfect. Indiana lines up perfectly with Notre Dame. They just do. That's why I'm giving it to Indiana. They match up so perfectly with Notre Dame. Riley Leonard's going to have to throw the ball. And like I just said, they're not top 100 in passing yards. And passing in general. I mean, you're talking about Indiana, fantastic passing offense, number 1 rushing defense, Curtis Rourke, Ellison at times, Sarrett, of course, he's fantastic. Even Kamara at times, he's fantastic as well. I'm going Indiana. I don't want to say easy, but I think it's going to be a low-scoring matchup. It's probably like 17-10, 13-10 is what I'm trying to say. I think it's going to be a defensive game because obviously the struggle for Notre Dame on offense without having... I still think they're going to be able to run the ball well. I just don't think they're going to do it as well as they usually do going against, the number 1 rushing defense. So I'm going IU. Next, we go to the second quarterfinals. Texas and Arizona State. This is a coin toss for me. I mean, it's a coin toss. Okay, here's the deal. Arizona State, they're the favorite. They're the 4 seed. Everybody knows Texas is the favorite, though. I mean, you look at these teams, Texas is favored more, but Arizona State, the momentum they have. Their loss is coming from Cincinnati. Cincinnati and another team, but they beat BYU. They just killed Iowa State in the Big 12 championship. This team is fantastic. I mean, I know Texas has beat like Vanderbilt and Texas A&M. Not great. They've been ranked at times, but not great. Not Georgia level teams, which they've lost to twice. And Arizona State, Sam Leavitt, Cam Scatterbo is fantastic. One of the best running backs, probably under Genty and others. But man, I'm going to Arizona State. Really, I mean, I think the odds are against them, but I'm going to Arizona State. This one's going to be in Georgia. I'm going to say more Texas fans are going to show up. Eventually, I thought this was the Fiesta Bowl, and I was all in for Arizona State, but I'm still going to Arizona State. They have fantastic momentum, a pretty good defense for an Arizona State team like this, and they finished the year on a fantastic run. Oregon and Ohio State. I think this is probably the toughest matchup out of them, but I'm going Oregon. This is the best team in college football. Everybody knows it. Even if you don't want to know it, you know it. You know Oregon is the best team. I don't want to say by far, but they've definitely proven that they are the best team. There's not really any argument to say Oregon isn't the best team. Dylan Gabriel, Jordan James. They beat Penn State, Ohio State, Boise State. Everybody you throw at them, they're beating by, I don't want to, not large margin, like Ohio State 1-point game, Boise State 3-point game, but dude, they're for real. Their defense, if you watch the Big Ten championship game, you know what I'm talking about. Oregon looked fantastic pretty much the entire game. Penn State, Oregon's defense, they let Penn State get, 37? But it's Penn State as well. It's Penn State. So, Oregon, fantastic. Ohio State, I think they're a top 5 team. I think they should be ranked number 5, but it just sucks that they had to go against Oregon. Next, Penn State and Boise State. Penn State, easy for me. This is my lock. Penn State, double locks. Boise State, I mean, no really big wins. I mean, Maddox and Genty, of course, and they've lost. Their best wins are UNLV twice, and they've lost to Oregon 37-34, so they can prove that they could be in big games. But that was week 2. Penn State's big. If you saw the Big Ten championship, you know what I'm talking about. Penn State is for real. Penn State is so good in my opinion. Aller, he's got to be better though. Aller's, and then you have Allen and Singleton, running back duo, fantastic. Warren might be one of my favorite players in college football, other than probably Sarah from IU. But I mean, Warren, he can run the ball. He catches the ball, like 15 targets in the Big Ten championship game, and he's just a fun guy. I mean, I love Warren. I love this Penn State team in general. I'm going Penn State. Next, Indiana and Georgia. I'm going Georgia. I'm not gonna try and be biased. I know Indiana's not as good as the team as Georgia. I think there's a chance we beat them though. I really do. But I'm going Georgia. I mean, Carson Beck, he's coming off an injury, but they still have Etienne, but he's coming off an injury too. Thinking about it, Georgia's kind of beat up, but I'm still gonna go Georgia. Fantastic defense. I just don't think IU has the caliber players to hang with Georgia, the SEC champs. Next, we go to Arizona State and Oregon. This is my lock with Oregon. I know when Oregon comes up, I'm pretty much just clicking Oregon the entire time, but it's Oregon. It's Oregon. What can I say? It's Oregon. Dylan Gabriel, like I already said, fantastic. Every team you throw up against them, they win. Oregon, I'm going with Oregon. Penn State and Georgia. This is really tough. The one before was my lock because this one, it's kind of right there with Arizona and Texas. It's a 50-50 for me, honestly. But Penn State, you have to look at it this way. At Georgia, SEC, probably tougher conference. They're champs, but they are beat up. They are beat up bad. I'm going Penn State. I am going Penn State. I love Penn State. If you haven't noticed, I love this team. Warren, like I just said, Aller, I think he will improve in the college football playoffs. I think they're going to come off a win at SMU. They're going to come off a win in Boise State. They're going to have fantastic momentum going into this game. And Georgia, they're beat up. Georgia is beat up hard. I'm going Penn State. Now we go to the championship game, rematch of the Big Ten championship. And I think this one's going to go the same way. I got the script this year. Oregon is winning it, in my opinion. Dylan Gabriel, Jordan James, Tez Johnson was fantastic. Oregon, the best overall team in my opinion. I think Penn State's going to give up a big fight. I think Penn State could win this whole thing if all the cards land in their direction. but it's got to be Oregon. Comment below if you agree or you probably disagree on some games. Tell me which games I got absolutely wrong or absolutely right. And see you in the next video. NFL is coming up, so make sure you turn in for that. See you guys.